Hey all, I'm not 100% sure what's going on with me today because obviously I'm wearing the same thing I did in the last couple of videos, and it's the day where I'm not feeling like super great. I'm a little bit under the weather, but on the other hand, I'm feeling actually really good and grounded. And sometimes I think doing videos is a little bit therapeutic for me. I love just kind of engaging with what I love engaging with, and part of that's sharing that with you guys. So today I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of things that are coming up for me with a huge caveat at the end. And I already recorded this video. It's so annoying. This is what I get, because what I usually record my videos on, you could probably tell by the quality of the videos, is I record them on my laptop on Photo Booth, which I think is like dinosaur age, and probably no one else does that. But it's the way I've done it for years and years, and I'm kind of like kicking and screaming doing it a different way because I have to. And now it has been like skipping, the audio will it go bad. It's just, so I'm having to actually use my phone for the reason I got it, which was to do videos. Someday I will learn to use my gimbal and to edit, I promise. But I thought I'd just give you really quick, like I said, update on what's going on for me. So I'll do it in the framework of my website, because I'm having someone do a rebuild of my website. I think it's gonna look really beautiful. It's fun to have visual representation of kind of things that I'm up to, and an ability to share those in ways that are fun for me and hopefully for other people too. So on my website, I will have a new section that is links to recommendations of raw food equipment and tools and anything that's relevant there, supplements, that kind of thing. So people continually kind of ask me the same questions, and I'll just be able to say, hey, it's actually on my website, check this, and they'll be able to go straight to the link right there, which is really exciting, or I can send those in email. So that's fun. I'll have kind of an updated section where people can schedule one-on-ones, because I am doing a little bit more one-on-one work. I don't want to do a ton of it, but I am making space again to do a little bit of one-on-one work for a few clients who are interested in integrating raw food into their lifestyle. And my rates are still the same right now. I am right now in the middle of taking a raw food nutrition course. This is like, I feel so honored to be able to take this course. I've done Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I'm a certified health coach. I've done David Wolf's raw food certification, so I'm a certified consultant with that. I've done quite a few things. I've written a book about raw food, but I was really excited to see that Rick and Karen Dina, who were the nutritionists at Living Light Academy, which, if you don't know, Living Light Academy is kind of was the premier chef school for raw food chefs. So if you know a famous raw food chef, most likely they came out of Living Light Academy. And Rick and Karen Dina, doctors Rick and Karen Dina, were the nutritional educators there. So they now have their own course online. It's a year-long course, and I'm so excited about it because I'm such a food nerd in that way. I love the bigger picture and the reconnection to nature, and I also love really knowing the science behind it. So I'm doing this in-depth dive into that with them this whole year. So as soon as that's done, I think I will probably raise my rates, but right now they're the same. Okay, so that's another super exciting thing that I'm doing. I'm really loving their course. It's just so awesome, and all of the chemistry and stuff behind it. The other thing I am so excited about that's totally new on my website is I will have an e-learning platform on there and be able to offer courses. So this is something I've done through other people over the years. I've taught my own courses in person, and I was an Entheos professor for some time, teaching courses in raw food and also personal transformation. So I'm super excited to have a platform directly on my website now that I'll be able to offer courses with drip content. So there will be free courses on there, and then there will be more in-depth coursework that will be offered at different rates. So I promise it'll also be really affordable. So that will be about raw foods, but that will also be integrating the studies I'm doing with nature reintegration. And there'll be kind of some combo of that too. So if there's something that you're interested in learning, please drop me a note about it, because I can certainly do courses. I'm really excited to start offering coursework again. That's really fun for me to do. So that's super exciting. And then the other thing that's really exciting that's going to be new on my website is finally my new book will be coming out. It's still not totally done. I'm still waiting for cover design to come through and final edits. Gosh, it's snail's pace. Oh my God. But anyway, that will finally be coming out, and I'm really excited about this book in so many ways. But I've written 2 other books. They were both about reconnection. Everything I think I write and do is about reconnection, because that's me, and what my journey is all about, reconnecting with my authentic self and the earth, and how those interconnect, and all of that. So but this book, my other 2 books, so I wrote Guided by Your Own Stars, which is about reconnecting with yourself and discovering your dreams. And then more recently, I published a book called I Heart Raw, which is the how and the why about raw food, if you don't know that. So those are both how-to books, which are really fun to write. And I really wanted to share my knowledge that I had and sort of put them in one place for people who are going, how do you do that? And don't want to do coaching. So you can just, you can pick up my book. And if you're one of those people that just wants to do it on your own, awesome, amazing. And if you're more someone like me, I also like to hold someone's hand. So if I can work with someone too, that's amazing. But I love having those books out there as resources for people. But this third book is really special to me because it's actually a collection of essays. It's my favorite blog posts that I wrote over the last 10 years. So in a way, it's kind of a chronicling of my own spiritual journey, I guess you would say, my own spiritual transformation, my own transformation. And it's entitled The Brushfires Essays. My very favorite medium is essays. I think I do my best work in that. It's for sure my best writing. And so I'm excited to share that. And I'm calling it Brushfires because each one is sort of bringing an idea up, or a concept, or a belief, or something, and really looking at that and allowing it to burn, because I feel like this is where I am in my life and have been. This is what I've been doing my whole life, is since I was aware enough to do that, is to start looking at what's me and what's not me, and what does me mean, and really allowing those things that are not me to burn away. So there's all these little brush fires, and at the end I'm closer and closer to living life in the awareness of life expressing itself rather than through a persona. So that is on there. And there will also be a blog, which I haven't had a blog up in a while because I've been collecting these blog posts, selecting them and editing them. But I'm going to now be blogging again. And I'm so excited because that's one of my favorite things to do, is writing in that essay format. So if you want to see my new book take shape, it will be taking shape on that blog. And then I will harvest the blogs that I want to harvest off there for my next book. And that's super exciting for me to be writing again in that way, because I really haven't been in that way, at least putting them in anywhere. So that will be happening, and it really is a continuation of that, sort of just torching and allowing to burn those parts of myself that aren't even me. So that's super duper exciting. So my caveat about all of that is all of that's fun and it's interesting to do, and I think it offers value and offers, in a lot of those aspects, ways for people to heal themselves and to become more aware and more conscious of, you know, how we live our lives. But the big caveat is that what's being uncovered as all these brush fires are sort of sweeping through my life all the time, are that nothing is attached to the doing. No worth really for me is attached to the doing. It's sort of that I'm just in this place of like, what I feel inspired to do, I'll do, and that's what that is. And then I leave it, and the next thing arises. But that, and I talked about this a couple of videos ago too, that there's no like worth or value to myself assigned to me through those activities. And what I'm finding is more the ground of being for me is just the joy of being and experiencing life as life itself expressing itself. So what that means to me is that I am more and more burning away, allowing these ideas and beliefs and concepts that sort of mitigate or get in the way of the actual physical experience of life, and allowing those to come up, be looked at if needed, and burned away. And more just experiencing life as myself, as life in the moment, and my most enjoyment and joy in a certain way is actually just to be that. And to be able to do that and be that in the context of raising my daughter and being able to write about it, being able to write about that process, and to be able to sort of pass that process down to my daughter as I'm doing it, and to get to just show her by example reconnection with the earth. It's not even reconnection for her, it's just really validating that connection is real and that she is part of this whole energetic dance that is life. And just sitting in the dirt with her and looking for bugs and looking at plants and noticing feathers and listening to the wind in the trees, and all of that is so much more valuable to me than anything else, and just that experience of experiencing life. So that's what's being uncovered for me, and I love to share about that, and because I love to share about what I'm learning, it's just sort of my process of learning and unlearning, to just really embrace and embody the reality of the experience in the moment sensually, and not in a sexual way, but through the senses, and to be able to model that for my daughter, and to reinforce that, and to not have her attention get skewed in the direction of social media and any kind of screen media, and being able to mitigate anything that comes in from that channel for her, and really talk about it with her, and take it apart and show her how to light her own brush fires, so that she's not having to, in her life, reconnect because she's been disconnected. So parenting in a way that connection just continues and is the most natural thing in the world, because the disconnection is what's unnatural that I've had to unlearn, and that my life has kind of been about discovering and then sharing what I'm learning about that disconnection and then the reconnection that happens. So it's such an honor and a privilege and a joy to be able to be in a parenting place where I have the awareness that I have, and I can, continue unlearning what I need to unlearn and learn what I'm learning and to share all that with her. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking too much about that, but that's what I'm most excited about, and it just seems to be kind of part of my makeup that I share and write about that too. So I'll definitely be doing more of that. But have a wonderful day, and thanks so much for, I don't know, just being part of this journey with me. I hate the word journey. I hate the word embrace. I hate the word spiritual. I'm like, continually those words come into my head, and I'm like, what other word can I use? Because I really want to kind of take things down to their base elements and not hook into all of these like concepts that we have around all of these things, and just kind of bring it back to like what's real. So I try to use vocabulary that represents that, rather than just sort of takes on these already existent things that have become, I think, so like trite. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Thanks, guys.